Hello everyone, I am Rameshwari Holkar. I am Center Head at Excel Service Academy in Hyderabad. In the previous session, we have completed two important river systems. The name is Ganga as well as Indus. In today's session, we are going to cover the third important river system, which is very important for UPSC examination. So in this river system, we are going to learn about the Brahmaputra river system. But before starting it, I wanted to show you some pictures. So this is Assam flood. So why this Assam is getting flooded every year during the monsoon season? We are not going to go in so much of depth about this flood, but I just want to introduce which are the river those are creating this havoc situation in the region of Assam in every monsoon season. So that we need to understand about the river Brahmaputra, its right bank tributaries as well as its left bank tributaries. So in today's session, we will be covering about the origin of the river Brahmaputra as well as it will be just introduction of its tributaries. In the next session, we will be covering right bank tributaries, and in the third session, we will be covering about the Brahmaputra's left bank tributaries. So let's start about the origin of the river Brahmaputra. So river Brahmaputra originate in the Kailash range nearby the Manasarovar. So there is one important glacier is there, which name is a Angsi glacier. So where is that Angsi glacier? It is located nearby this Manasarovar lake. But where is this Manasarovar lake? So this Manasarovar lake is there in the foothill of the Kailash range. Then where is the Kailash range? So remember that Kailash range is a part of the Trans-Himalayan ranges. So in India, there are three important Trans-Himalayan ranges. One is the Karakoram, second is Ladakh, third is the Zaskar. So where this Karakoram range ends, in the southern part, there is a Pangong Tso lake. So there is a Pangong Tso lake where to this northern side, you will get to see the Kailash range. This Karakoram range. And from the southern part of this Pangong Tso lake, there is a bend like southeastern direction, there is a Kailash range. So just visualize like that. There is a Pangong Tso lake. On the other part, there is Karakoram range, Pangong Tso lake, and in the southeastern direction, there is a Karakoram range. But this Karakoram range lies in the region of western part of Tibet, which is the part of the China. So from this Kailash range, at the foothill of Kailash range, there are two important lakes are present. The first name of the lake is a Manasarovar lake and other lake is Rakshas Tal lake. So Tal का मतलब होता है lake. So Rakshas Tal, that means the lake is basically called as a lake of demon. This is basically brackish water lake, or we can call it as a salt water lake. So now from this Rakshas Tal lake, we have seen in the Indus river system that river Satluj originate. So remember, from the Rakshas Tal lake, river Satluj originate, and from the river Manasarovar, there is important glacier named as a Angsi glacier. From this Angsi glacier nearby this area, this river Brahmaputra originate. So remember the lake, remember the mountain range, remember the hill, as well as remember which glacier is there. So by these four facts are important to understand about the river Brahmaputra. So we will go through the small details about it. Also remember, river Brahmaputra is bounded by the four different walls, like basically three different walls. In the northern side, it has mighty greater Himalayan range. In the southern side or the eastern side, we have a Patkai Boom hill range. You can see this. This is Patkai Boom hill range. Now this Patkai Boom hill range is there in the Arunachal Pradesh as well as in the region of the Nagaland, and also extension in the region of China. So in the northern side, there is a greater Himalayan range. In the eastern side, there is a Patkai Boom hill range. In the southern side, in the region of Meghalaya, we have Garo, Khasi and Jaitaya. These are the three mountain ranges are there. They are very small ranges, but they are there in the region of the Meghalaya. And in the western side, we have a Malda Gap. Basically, that gap separate river Brahmaputra and river Ganga. Right? So, these are the information is very, very important for us to remember. So, let's see about this some information. It originated, as I said, it originated in the Angsi glacier in the Tibetan plateau. Also, it is bounded in the other side by Himalaya, eastern side by the Patkai Boom, southern side by this Assam range hill, which is the Garo, Khasi and Jaitaya, and western side we have this Malda Gap. And as it is flowing these get a syntaxical bend. That means Brahmaputra take a U-turn. Other rivers like for example Mekong doesn't take any bend, right? So, but this Brahmaputra takes syntaxical bend or take a U-turn in the region of this Arunachal Pradesh, because the Himalaya itself getting bended, because Himalaya is a younger fold mountain. It has bended in the northeastern region. Because of this syntaxical bending, this Brahmaputra takes the U-turn. So, where there is a Namcha Barwa mountain, from that Namcha Barwa mountain range, it takes syntaxical U-turn in India. Now, once it starts flowing, we doesn't call it as a river Brahmaputra immediately. So, there are 3 confluence of these rivers, and then after that, we start calling it as a river Brahmaputra in India. So, when this Brahmaputra enters in India, we call it as a Siang river. So, Siang, it is there in call it in Arunachal Pradesh. So, basically, this Siang river enters in India. Then, there is another important river which is known as a Dibang river. Now that Dibang river is also originating from the region of the Arunachal Pradesh itself, from the Keya Pass, right? And the third river, that is a Lohit river. So I will give you a bit detailed understanding about it by taking the help of physiography of this Arunachal Pradesh. Now, if you study about the physiography of Arunachal Pradesh, they have 4 important again small mountain ranges. One is Dafla, there is a Miri, there is Abor, and there is a Mishmi. So these are the 4 mountain ranges. From these mountain ranges, these tributaries of the river Brahmaputra flows, right? So from the Mishmi hills, through this Yangyap Pass is there on the border of India and China. From this Yangyap Pass, from this Mishmi hills, it makes a very beautiful gorge and it enters in India. Now, other two tributaries, the first is as I said, there is a Dibang river, and the third tributary is a Lohit river. So, this Dibang river, which originates in the Arunachal Pradesh, from the Keya Pass, it enters in the Arunachal Pradesh itself. Then the third one is a Lohit river. Lohit is a transboundary river, right? Then this Dibang river confluence with this Lohit river, and after these 2 rivers again confluence with the river Siang, and that confluence happens in the region of Assam. It is not there in Arunachal Pradesh, right? When the confluence happens, and you can see here also in the Assam, it starts flowing in the plain region of the Assam, and there it meets with the many right bank tributaries and left bank tributaries. The first important right bank tributary for the river Brahmaputra is river Subansiri. Now Subansiri flows between 2 mountain ranges, that is Miri and Abor, right? So Subansiri is very important trans-boundary right bank tributary of the river Brahmaputra. We will go through other tributaries as well. Then there is another tributary is a Kameng. Kameng originates in the Arunachal Pradesh. This is also right bank tributary of the river Brahmaputra. Then there is a Manas, which is transboundary river. Then there is a Sankosh, Raidak, Jhaldaka, as well as last will be the Tista. All of these are the right bank tributaries of the river Brahmaputra. Also remember, UPSC may ask you question from the west to eastern direction or eastern direction to western direction, what is the confluence of these rivers with the Brahmaputra. Also, we have a left bank tributary, that is a Bhuri Dihang river. Also, there is a Dhanasari river and Kapili river. So, these are basically the right bank tributaries of the Brahmaputra. So, these left bank tributaries and right bank tributaries have a certain specification. Remember that these right bank tributaries are basically flowing through the steep gradient. And that is the reason the speed of this river or the velocity of the water is very, very high. Also, they carry a tremendous amount of silt. So, when this river Brahmaputra flowing through this entire region of Assam belt, it carries lot of silt. That is the reason it creates braided channel. But contrary to that, these left bank tributaries, that Kapili, Dhanasari or Bhuri Dihang, they flows into a gentle slope, as well as it doesn't carry much of the silt. This is the small information one need to remember, right? Now we are going to see through which states this river Brahmaputra basin lies. So out of 7 sisters, there are 6 states from which this river Brahmaputra flows. So its largest basin lies in the region of Arunachal Pradesh. Second will be Assam. Third will be West Bengal. Then fourth will be Meghalaya. Fifth will be Nagaland, and then will be Sikkim. Remember, in that order as well. So this is a physiography. I hope you will take the screenshot because these are very important flow of the river Brahmaputra along with its physical geography. Right? Now we will solve some MCQs based on it so that I will be able to understand whether you have understood the origin of the Brahmaputra and its flow, its right and left bank tributaries. Now the first question is, the Brahmaputra, Irrawaddy and Mekong rivers originate in Tibet and flow it through narrow and parallel mountain ranges. In their upper reaches of these rivers, Brahmaputra makes a U-turn in its course to flow into India. This U-turn is due to the first option is uplift of folded Himalayan series. The second option, syntaxial bending of geologically young Himalayas. Third option, geotectonic disturbances in the tertiary folded mountain chain. And last option is both A and B above. I want you to comment the answer because I have already discussed with you in this series itself. My second question for you is, which of the following are tributary or the tributaries of the river Brahmaputra? A, Dibang, second is Kameng, and third option is Lohit. Select the correct answer using code given below. Only 1, only 2 and 3, only 1 and 3, all of the above. Again, this is very simple question. Both the questions are previous year questions of the UPSC examination. We'll have a last question. With reference to the river Brahmaputra, consider the following statements. The first statement, the source of river Brahmaputra is the same as the river Satluj. Second option, river Dibang originate in Arunachal Pradesh and confluence with the river Dihang in Assam. Third option, it flows into Bay of Bengal by the name of Jamuna after confluence with river Ganga. Which of the statements given above are correct? A, only 1 and 3, B, only 2, C, only 2 and 3, and D, all of the above. So these are the options, or these are the questions. I expect you to solve and comment the answer in the comment box below. So this is about the origin and confluence of the river Brahmaputra. In the next series, we will learn about the right bank tributaries of the river Brahmaputra. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.